My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
And I saw that you were silly enough to forget, because people like you always forget. So, Tina, I've noticed that you've worked in Alabama and you've also worked in Kentucky, places where there are large populations of people who do need SNAP benefits and Medicaid. And I would never want someone like you to be working in the healthcare field that had to ever deal with someone who unfortunately needed those benefits. And not only that, as an RN, you should know the signs of a stroke. Have the day you deserve, Tina Coleman.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So a white Maga nurse has reportedly lost her job after mocking people who rely on food stamps. On her video, as she laughed, mocked, and made fun of struggling families, the same people she's supposed to care for as a nurse. What's even got me isn't just the ignorance, it's a lack of compassion coming from someone in the healthcare profession. A nurse, a person trusted to heal, to care, and to comfort the sick, instead of using her voice to humiliate those in need. That's not just unethical, it's inhuman. Being a nurse, a teacher, a social worker, those are callings. They require empathy, patience, humility, and heart. You don't get into these professions for clout or money. You do it because you care, but karma doesn't miss. She just got exactly what she was looking for. Let's get to see the reactions, then you come back with commentary.
Have you heard about that nurse who decided to come on Beyonce's internet and make fun of people starving because they lost their SNAP benefits? Allegedly, she lost her job. I don't agree with that, though.
Baby, yes, she was. She was a nurse, honey. They snatched that job just like they're snatching these SNAP benefits. Yes, she was. She was a nurse, honey. You have been demoted. Yes. Praise the Lord. Because that's what happens. Because her ass does not need to be in anyone's practicing nurse, licensed practical nurse, registered nurse practitioner, honey. She does not need to be in, there's nothing about nursing that needs to be in her title, honey. What she needs to be doing is sitting at home and figuring out how the hell she's going to be paying for all these damn bills, since she has so much motherfucking mouth that she got on the Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter's internet over here making fun of people because they don't have benefits because this administration is dog trash ass. So yes, honey, you need to be sitting at home, and while you're sitting at home, guarantee you, while I'm going to be sitting at my home, I'm going to still be figuring out where the hell you live at and calling the state boards, honey, and we're going to be revoking that licensure, okay? Because you don't need to be practicing nursing anymore. No, you don't have any empathy at all, honey. You don't even have a soul, honey. And you don't have a job, you don't have benefits, you have nothing, honey, and you're about to not have a damn license. So all that schooling that you did, honey, guess what? You still have to pay back them damn student loans, though. I know that. Honey, you have to pay back them student loans, and guess what? Your ass is never going to be working as a nurse again, as far as my black ass is concerned.
I'm stitching this because people need to see what's happening in real time when a nurse publicly mocks people receiving SNAP benefits as if poverty is a personal failure. So this nurse, who identifies as Tina Coleman, an RN at Crenshaw Community Hospital in Laverne, Alabama, thought it was appropriate to belittle people who rely on public assistance, many of whom are the same patients we care for every day. So I'm going to let you see the clip.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
So this is the ugly side of nursing culture we don't talk about enough. The performative, I work 2 jobs pride that disguises contempt for the poor. Nursing isn't about judging who's worthy of help. It's about care, equity, and humanity. And we've seen too many stories of bullying, discrimination, and classism in this field. It is time for accountability. The profession needs to study it, name it, and root it out. Because when you humiliate the vulnerable, you do not represent nursing. You absolutely disgrace it.
Racism expensive as hell. And a lot of y'all about to find out November 1st when you lose your SNAP benefits. I've been seeing these videos. I'm like, why are people making fun of people not being able to eat? Is that where we at now? Like, I've been seeing people, what you do with last month's benefits? So we at the human beings mocking other human beings for not being able to feed their families phase. How the fuck did we get here? And then I realized the people making those videos seriously thought that only black and brown people was going to be affected by this. I saw one dude say,
"Hey, LaQuisha, calm down, okay? They're not cutting off the SNAP benefits for November, all right? But be honest, you're still going to go out and steal, aren't you?"
It's crazy because the people who use these benefits the most, Chad, look like you. White people, 37%. It's insane that the system that y'all try to demonize the most, y'all benefit from the most. Because y'all have been fed historic lies, and then y'all continue to tell historic lies. Y'all were told the lie that black people are the laziest when black people literally built this country, not just with their hands, but with the products that came from their hands. Tobacco, cotton, generational wealth was built off the blood, sweat, and tears and labor of black people, yet we are demonized the most. Generational wealth that black people don't even see to this day. Then you went to immigrants. You said immigrants are nothing more than rapists and they don't contribute anything to society. They contribute billions with a B. That ain't even counting agriculture, construction, all the other things that they do. Then y'all say, well, I just don't want illegals. Illegals shouldn't be having SNAP benefits. They don't even get benefits. So that leaves y'all. 37% of y'all are about to lose y'all benefits November 1st. Again, it's easy to fool racists when the lie is based in racism. Lyndon Johnson said, if you can convince the poorest white man that he is better than the best black man, he will empty out his pockets for you. Example. This, because y'all really thought starting November 1st that black and brown people was going to be in these streets struggling the most. It's going to be y'all. Because black and brown people, honestly, historically have been used to struggling because of a lot of y'all. But I don't think y'all are used to the struggle that's coming. And it's unfortunate because it didn't have to be this way. But I will say this, in order for us to fix where we at, y'all got to feel where we at. Y'all have to feel the repercussions of your decision. Because the craziest thing about all this is that the person taking away your SNAP benefits, your ability to feed yourself and your family, not only looks like you, he ain't never even had to use the benefits he about to take from you. Racism expensive as fuck.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours.
Tina Coleman, to be exact. It is my job as a beautiful black woman to make sure that the world knows that you, Tina, as an RN, are okay with children suffering due to malnutrition. Tina Coleman. Now, since you had your RN degree and you knew every fucking thing, you should have knew that you needed to turn your badge around in every photo. But see, me, I have time. So I scrolled a little bit to April and I saw that you were silly enough to forget because people like you always forget. So, Tina, I've noticed that you've worked in Alabama and you've also worked in Kentucky, places where there are large populations of people who do need SNAP benefits and Medicaid. And I would never want someone like you to be working in the healthcare field that had to ever deal with someone who unfortunately needed those benefits. And not only that, as an RN, you should know the signs of a stroke. Have the day you deserve, Tina Coleman.
I have too much to say about the whole SNAP benefits being cut issue, so I'm going to keep it just to a couple of talking points. I see a lot of TikToks of people generalizing and stereotyping recipients of SNAP benefits without them even seemingly able to recognize that a lot of the people that receive benefits are children, the elderly, and disabled people. Also, millions of people that receive SNAP benefits are also working, and many of those work full-time. So when I see people post videos about people needing to get a job and that they're just lazy, you're obviously not informed of who's receiving SNAP benefits. A lot of the elderly, for example, worked their entire lives and in retirement found that they could not make ends meet. They paid into the system their entire working lives because they paid taxes and they paid into these exact programs that they're benefiting from. And it doesn't seem like a lot of people are making the difference between people who exploit the system and people who are actually deserve to be beneficiaries of SNAP benefits. And that's because you're not informed, right? You haven't taken the time to inform yourself of the statistics. The majority of the people that receive SNAP benefits either can't work, have worked their entire lives and paid into it, or are too young to work. And there are still millions and millions of people who do work. Now, the same people that post these videos I see are not saying a peep about where their other tax dollars are going. So you also support a lot of people who make 6 figures a year, and you support their health benefits, you support their travel, and that's Congress. Right? I'm not seeing the same videos being posted about people that are members of Congress. I haven't seen you post shit about JD Vance's 8 vacations in 7 months. I haven't seen you post shit about Donald's golf trips, but you're going to sit there and itemize a grocery list for a family who decided to buy one of their kids a birthday cake? Fuck off.
You know what's really scary is healthcare workers who are Maga. This woman in particular is making fun of SNAP recipients. And what she does is she's like, I'm responsible for the clothing and feeding, la la, and she brings out her dog. She apparently, from looking at her page, is a registered nurse, I think in Alabama, red state. And to have somebody who is a healthcare provider who has so little compassion and, in fact, has contempt for people who are on public assistance is just frightening. We already talk about what does unconscious bias do to people. And when somebody has your literal health and welfare in their hands, and they are sitting here in work clothes, making these kinds of videos, literally making fun of people who are on public assistance, that's frightening. Does anybody know who this is? She has her information pretty public, but as you can imagine, it's not stitchable.
And to that RN that's about to lose her job for that video, was it worth it? Was it worth it, honey? Was it worth it? Did you think your job cared about you enough to protect you during this? Did you think you weren't irreplaceable? You're a dime a dozen, honey. And this is the wrong time of year to get fired from your job, babes. Wrong time of year. Y'all let me know when the official update that she lost her job comes in, because I know it's coming. A lot of people have already contacted her employer. She really watched the toast lady have her shit handed to her and was like, you know what? I want that to be me.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. I am responsible for keeping him fed.
Imagine mocking a community of people and then joining them. Nurse Taylor was mocking SNAP benefit recipients. Could be elderly, could be children of people who fell on hard times, or could be someone laid off or terminated. Or it could be someone who is stricken with an illness that you were probably in the room for when they found out. Imagine a SNAP benefit recipient is someone who is just in the room with you, finding out about a diagnosis. And in finding out about the diagnosis, they realize that they're going to have to pay the bill that's going to come from the moment they found out that they are now on hard times. Now, here you are on social media mocking them. And as a result of your mocking, you're now unemployed, terminated. And I say now that you're terminated, it kind of becomes hard to look for a job, because now when you're Googled, now with you being on hard times, would you like to turn to the government that you've been paying into for years, maybe? Do you think that maybe that government that you've been paying into since you entered the workforce should maybe help out? Seeing as how you being employed fed into the government and the economy, which kept the government going, right? They may think maybe, just maybe, they should try to help out a little bit. And in what ways could they help out? Maybe medical care? Maybe food benefits, maybe? Huh? I don't understand why y'all don't see how much sense this makes, but this is about Nurse Taylor. Nurse Taylor, welcome to hard times. Unfortunately, your fur baby can't be fed on food stamps. Sorry.
What's really disturbing, this is not just about one nurse. We are seeing more and more white Americans coming online, mocking food stamp users, painting this picture that it's only black people, brown people, and immigrants abusing the system, when in fact, statistics show that the majority of people on food stamps in America are white. Yet racism blinds so many from seeing that fact. Yet racism blinds so many from seeing that poverty has no color. You know, stories like these should remind us all that no one is above falling on hard times. It's easy to laugh when it's not you. It's easy to judge when your table is full and your bills are paid. But what happens when the roles are reversed? When you lose your job, your savings run dry, and you suddenly realize compassion was the only currency that truly mattered? This world needs more people who lift others up, not those who kick others when they're already down. What this nurse did wasn't just a mistake. It was a mirror reflecting a bigger problem in our society, a problem where people think being poor is a choice, where struggling families are blamed instead of supported, when racism and classism intertwine so deeply that even compassion has become political. But Kama never misses an address. She lost her job, not because of cancel culture, but because of her own lack of humanity. You can't heal others when your heart is full of hate. And maybe, just maybe, this is a chance to learn, to understand what it feels like to need help. Because when you're being hungry, you feed others differently. When you're being broken, you care deeper. So let this be a reminder for all of us. Don't mock those who are struggling. Don't look down on someone because they need assistance, because tables turn fast in this life. Today it's them, tomorrow it could be you. Let's bring back empathy. Let's remember that humanity comes before politics, and no matter your color, your status, or your paycheck, we are all just one bad day away from needing a little help ourselves. So instead of mocking, let's support. Instead of hating, let's heal. Because compassion is free, and it might just be what saves us all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.